looking at the 4-hour chart down here, and it does look very much like it has peaked out and is starting to drop. However, we are sitting at a support with the orange SMA here, and the Fibonacci line that I drew in is encompassing a great deal of information here, and it's laid out a grid pattern to kind of show the descent that I suspect will be happening. Okay, and on the short-term chart, we can see kind of a zigzag pattern, big drop here, and then a recovery. And if this is truly the peak, which kind of looks like it might be, this is going to be lower than that one, which is also lower than that one. So we're losing momentum. Can't really see that on the RSI right through here, but we can see it on the candles at any rate. Okay, it did seem to go up a little bit further. And I went ahead and changed the Fibonacci lines, and it kind of encompassed more recent information. And I also changed it to green as well, because I had overlapped them at one point and I couldn't tell them apart. So here we're looking at the peak and the trough, and then the latest peak right through here, and showing it dropping through here. And we shall see what that does. Okay, so we can see the SMAs are kind of tipping over and doing a death cross situation right through here. So I suspect there's going to be a drop any moment. And the MACD keeps trickling upwards. I'm still watching it. If it does go up, I really don't think it's going to get above this dotted pink line right here. That was my best guess. And that is actually below the peak that it formed up here. But it's kind of like where the candles went flat, right in that area, the highest point right over there. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and get into a short, the main reason being that the MACD on the short-term chart here was turning. And we are also kind of at a resistance level. We're in the 15-minute chart here, and we are at the resistance level, or I should say at the SMA. Though we have gone above it a little bit, I do think it's still dropping. Still think that the evidence is that it's dropping here. Okay, it could definitely get down to the 60-13 line through here, but I'm going to put my order in up here, and I put in a stop to protect my gains, and got filled with the lower order right there. Haven't canceled the stop quite yet. So the first trade I made was $100. And then when it kind of broke through that point right there, I got into another short, and trying to write it down to there again. Kind of bounced up. This time I don't have a stop in, and it did go up quite a bit, and then it went up even further. And so I've at a loss of 112 now. Tipped over and started to come down, and then it went up a little bit further. So now I'm at a loss of 237, and I canceled that order. I decided, well, that's not happening. What is happening, and what is it doing next? And so I'm sitting in a short position, kind of hoping that it drops through here, and decided at this point it probably was going to head up, and because we definitely broken through a resistance level right through here. So I got out at this much of a loss right here, and then I decided to, when it dropped back down here, to get into a long, and to kind of changed my mindset here. So now I'm in a long, and now it's dropping, and so I lost some more money here. Now I'm up to $487 loss, and we've got a big red candle right through here. So this is where I was hoping it would go, and it kept dropping and going further down. So it's kind of thrown me for a loop here. I'm at a $550 loss now, so this is not looking good. I went ahead and just got out of that trade, and I'm not sure what to do next. I did decide here at this point to do a short. It kind of broke through and started to drop some more, and so I'm back to my original prediction that I think it is going to drop. It just went up a little further than I was comfortable with. So it got into a short here, and it bounced up. And so now I'm in a short position, and I really suspect it will get down to this point. but it's not looking good right now that I'm in a loss. Okay, kind of fluctuated through here, and then it dropped down enough that I went ahead and just got out. Whittled my losses down to 387, and it is 10:45 right now, so it's probably a good idea for me to have stopped at this point, but I did not. Got into a short here because it looked like it was about ready to drop. Short looking good. Put my order in down here at 60.13 again. And it kind of flattened out right through here. And I had plenty of opportunities to get out at a pretty decent, it would be like maybe $150 trade right through there. But I didn't. I just kept hanging on, thinking it probably would get down to that Fibonacci line, which I think there's really good reason to think that. It's been dropping pretty steadily. And that was the lowest point earlier, not in the far, distant future there. So I'm hanging on here, and it's getting really close, really, really close. And then it dropped down all the way there, and didn't quite take it. Still in that short. So I raised up my order a little bit and a little bit more. And then it looks like I finally took it. If it finally took it there. All right. So then at that point, let me go back one more time. So that got me out of the hole to $187.50 loss for the day. And this was my second opportunity that I did turn down to stop trading. And I should have. But I hate losing money. Always gets me into trouble. All right, so here we go. We got into a long position here. It looked like it had started to recover. It went up higher than the last peak. And so when it went down and started to look like it was going to go up, not what I'm seeing on the MACD here, but I can definitely see why I did a long right through here. I can really see that it hit that support, this Fibonacci line, and looks like it probably would be going up. So I got into a long, and to my credit, I did put in a stop and a limit order, and immediately got stopped out. So that didn't go so well. Now I'm at a $262 loss. Again, probably would have been a good time to stop. Okay, so now I've decided, nope, I think I was wrong. I think it's going to fall down further. So I put in a short order this time. And again, to my credit, I do have stop and limit in. And let's see, let me go back again. So I got in at 15.75 into a short, and I believe I raised up my limit, and I think it filled just as I took this screenshot. So I filled it at no loss but no gain either. And I don't know what's going on here. I think I'd put in a long order right through here. I think I thought it was going to go up, so I put in a long order, and then it dropped down and stopped me out again. So now I'm back at a $350 loss. So now I'm thinking, okay, I do think it's going to go dropping some more, and regardless of the fact that it's sitting on a support line right through here, I did think it was going to go up to that point, and I was going to get in a short at that point. It did not get up to that point. It kind of hesitated at this point, and so I decided to drop that order and put in a short at a lower point down here. And it looks like it's dropping, so that's all good. That was encouraging. Put in my exit order here, which was, not sure where I came up with that point right there. Anyway, that's a pretty big trade, but it's not like unreasonable either. And then it started to go up and tried that line again, and then it went through that Fibonacci line, and then it came back down through it, and then it dropped, and then I got out. And again, I'm in a $200 loss with 9 trades, and it's 12 o'clock, and I probably should have stopped again, but I did not. Plenty of opportunities, because this is what happens when I keep trading and I get tired and frustrated, is I start making kind of bad moves. So I got into a long position here, and the MACD shows like it's might be going up, but it has been downtrending pretty much all morning. It's possible that we've hit bottom, but I'm not seeing. Okay, well, the MACD may be here on the 5-minute chart, but that's really short term. The MACD is showing that it might be bottoming out and going up. I don't know. but there's not like a ton of evidence that it is going up at this point. And then it started to drop a little bit more. I lowered my limit order to get out. It's just a break-even proposition there, and decided, nope, that's just not going to work. And I got out here and then got into a short. So I switched positions. I was like, okay, I just have to embrace the fact that it's dropping, and I think it's going to drop down to this line right here, the 59.88, which is the next Fibonacci line down there. So I got into a short and did pretty well there, got out, and my losses are now at 225. This is almost an hour later. So things are really slow and frustrating. And then look at what it did. It did drop all the way down to the 59.88. Now this was much later on in the day, but I just think it's really interesting to see that it did do exactly what I had expected. And it looks to me like, let me go back to that last trade. Okay, so I did not actually make a trade through this period of time. I walked away, did some other stuff, came back, it's like, oh wow, I was right. So now I'm even more encouraged to make some more trades, which is an interesting way of looking at it at 1:30 in the afternoon. But I was still a little bit in the hole here and not very happy with myself. So I decided at this point to do a short. It went up, hit my red line, which I can't remember where I came up with that point, but sometime in the past there was a shelf or something that showed me that. Okay, I placed a short order here thinking it would probably drop, and it did not. It went up, 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 up. And I wrote it all the way up because I can see that there is some resistance levels not too far above me. Probably should have gotten out at this point, but I'm at a $712 loss. And so I'm encouraged to just ride it out. Okay, it went right up to that point that I thought it was, and it blew through it. And then it blew through it some more. And I ended up riding that stupid trade out for $1,200 loss. And then I made one more trade right before the closing bell, and it got me back $175. But that was a really bad day. I made 13 trades altogether and ended up losing $13.82 and 40 cents. So that was my day yesterday.